So you've encountered your worst nightmare, a C-clip. These springy fasteners come in various shapes, all sizes, and countless names. In this video, I'll show you the 10 best methods for removing internal and external clips without the proper tools. Starting with the simplest methods. The first, which is bending it open, prying it upwards, or simply flicking it away with a small flat screwdriver. In cases where the clips aren't as accessible, I've managed to remove them successfully with an engineer's scriber. Clips with a hole in each side are the easiest to remove this way, and I'll show later what else you can do with one. By clamping two small rods and locking pliers, in this case what I have is an old drill bit and a Torx bit, I can utilize the curved shape of the pliers to split the clip apart. All I need to do is insert the tips into the holes of the clip and split it apart just enough to get over the groove so I can slide it out. Some clips are much harder to remove. Many are narrow with no holes or are internal clips with poor access. I often come across clips that barely protrude the groove in the shaft of a motor. The only solution I've found for these is to place needle nose pliers so their tips touch the tips of the C-clips and whack them, making the clip fly off. This is another instance where pliers come in handy. Even the tapered claws of a hammer can be used by the same principle. I also use wire cutters to remove C-clips. The wedge-shaped jaws do a great job of prying the clip off of a groove. This can be done as long as the clip isn't flush with the surface, which is most often a bearing. C-clips can't be cut off with a hacksaw because they're hardened, but an abrasive wheel makes quick work of one. Here I'm using a Fordham flex shaft rotary tool to cut them off. Tweezers might look too flimsy to spring open a C-clip, and they are, but there's a trick. I insert the tips into the holes of a C-clip and use needle nose pliers to separate them. If you have some patience, you can even make a tool for removing them. Here I'm grinding the tips of these needle nose pliers, narrowing them down to two parallel tips which work really well. This is a gearbox from a swing gate actuator. It has a large internal C-clip inside that holds a bearing in place. I wanted to show how easily I could remove it with the homemade pliers since they had worked so well before, but it wouldn't budge no matter what I did. It was too hard to reach and I couldn't get enough force on it to compress it. After messing with it for over an hour, I managed to compress the clip with pliers just enough so I could insert flat screwdrivers around it to prevent it from snapping back into its groove. I used ice picks as makeshift wedges to lever the clip inwards through the holes. I could then stick a screwdriver under it to bend it upwards so it would stay in place, allowing me to grab it with pliers to pull it out successfully. What holds a C-clip in place best is its springiness, which means you can anneal it so it stops flexing back to its original shape when you bend it. To do this, all you need is heat, so if you're in a situation where all you have is a lighter, you can still make do. If this video has helped you, subscribe and check out my channel for more of these videos.